In order to carry out the spiritual practices and work for the transformation of human nature, the vital being needs to agree to change its habitual sources of satisfaction and fulfillment to an entirely different basis. The pursuit of pleasure and the accompanying experience of pain is considered normal, and for most people, an inevitable result of the vital nature as it exists. Whenever anyone attempts to address or change this dynamic, he is confronted by the power that the vital can exercise, both in its own right and in its ability to manipulate and influence the mind and the physical body. The first power of the vital is simply to assert its will and carry out its normal activities, even against the disagreement of the mind or the higher elements of the being. This can lead to a struggle or a battle and a lot of internal suffering as long as the vital insists on its own way of doing things. The second power is one of manipulation of the mind to invent excuses and reasons why the mind should support and agree to the propensity that the vital wants to express. This resolves the potential conflict in favor of the vital's normal objectives. If, however, the mind, the psychic sense, the spiritual focus of the being objects to this and wants to change the vital's action, a third power is often employed, which is essentially the vital refusing its support and going on strike. This leads to lack of energy, lack of motivation, depression, feelings of listlessness. It is only when the vital begins to appreciate and understand the higher purpose and begins to agree with it that the seeker can actually overcome the opposition of the vital nature to the spiritual purpose. A disciple asks, "Does depression come from the vital?" The mother writes, quote, "Oh, yes, all your troubles, depression, discouragement, disgust, fury, all, all come from the vital. It is that which turns love into hate. It is that which induces the spirit of vengeance, rancor, bad will, the urge to destroy and to harm. It is that which discourages you when things are difficult and not to its liking. And it has an extraordinary capacity for going on strike. When it is not satisfied, it hides in a corner and does not budge. And then you have no more energy, no more strength. You have no courage left. Your will is like a withering plant. All resentment, disgust, fury, all despair, grief, anger, all that comes from this gentleman, for it is energy in action. Therefore, it depends on which side it turns, and I tell you, it has a very strong habit of going on strike. That is its most powerful weapon. Ah, you are not doing what I want. Well, I'm not going to move. I shall sham dead. And it does that for the least reason. It has a very bad character. It is very touchy, and it is very spiteful. Yes, it is very ill natured. For I believe it is very conscious of its power, and it feels clearly that it gives itself wholly. There is nothing that will resist the momentum of its force. And like all people who have a weight in the balance, the vital also bargains. I shall give you my energy, but you must do what I want. If you do not give me what I ask for, well, I will withdraw my energy, and you will be flat as a pancake. It is true. It happens like that. End quote. Reference Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, Our Many Selves, Practical Yogic Psychology, Chapter 2, Planes and Parts of the Being, pages 32 to 33.